Hello, welcome to another episode of Let Me Tell Ya. I'm Miss Pengrino. This is
Hot Toddy.
Hot Toddy! Special guest today, apparently two, because there's Teebs the cat.
Teebs the cat.
Yeah,
again.
thank you. Okay, hi, bye.
Hi. This is my first Let Me Tell Ya.
It is! Welcome!
Hi, thank you. Not the first one that I've seen, because I don't know if you ever pay attention to the credits of these things. I added every single one of these episodes.
Every single one.
But I'm not...
and I make it difficult for him to.
Ew, it's like, because they're super, super long. It's okay, though. They're good. They're informative. You have a lot to say.
I do. I always have a lot to say.
You do.
I'm a very talkative person.
That's okay. Yeah. But hey, I'm here now. I'm here for one.
You are. And what is this week's topic?
Well, first, I want you to marvel at this background. I made this background. This is great. This is great. I didn't make this, but he's here. Miss Pengrino, we're a little cramped because she desperately wanted to have a table in this week's episode.
I did, just because, I don't know. I just wanted to change it up a little bit. We got a new background for a minute.
Sure.
I just wanted something different.
It's all fine. No, this week's episode of Let Me Tell Ya is all this special episode of Let Me Tell Ya is fuck me. Okay.
Is brought to you by We Can Talk.
That's not a place. This episode of Let Me Tell Ya has to do with Halloween. That's right.
Halloween.
It is the Halloween episode, if you will, of Let Me Tell Ya, and it has to do with Halloween do's and don'ts.
AKA what you want to see and what you don't want to see on Halloween. Mostly what you don't want to see.
Is that what this is?
But pretty much, yeah. So I'm going to start with my biggest pet peeve about Halloween.
Okay.
Which, grant you, I have many because I love Halloween. So I get really... Okay, I have two tops. The first one is, I hate that we just kind of skip over Halloween. That we skip over autumn, fall.
Well, okay. Pretty
much all together.
I was getting ready to say, we kind of skip over Halloween. I mean, granted, we decorate in here.
We do.
And by in here, I mean this graveyard that we're in.
Yes, this lovely graveyard.
You know the tombstones behind us. Obviously, we decorated. But the point is, we decorate. We, excuse me.
Not on this show.
We do. Well, yes. We do.
No.
We dress up clearly.
We dress up.
I mean, we pay attention to the holiday itself, and
yes,
I enjoy it. But
so Halloween is.
Well, we don't do anything on Halloween. We don't go out and party.
We don't, because the last time I tried that, we got COVID.
It wasn't on Halloween.
But it was for Halloween.
And I would like to point out that we is her and her friends.
Yeah.
I was an innocent bystander.
You got invited.
And I didn't want to go. And I made the right decision. But it still came back to bite me.
Sorry.
Didn't it?
Sorry.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out this special live episode of the Smoking Hot Toddcast called The COVID Conquerors, where Miss Pengrino and I couldn't do anything or go anywhere or communicate with people because we had COVID. So we had to make a special episode.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Anyways, the reason this is so important to me is Halloween is actually my favorite holiday. I don't know why.
Because you hate horror movies.
I do. I really dislike.
And you hate haunted houses despite the fact that you went to one last year and got COVID.
It was a maze.
Whatever. It's the same thing.
I do, but I think it's what gets me most about it is just like the creativity of some of the costumes out there and just people letting go and having fun. Maybe not so much in COVID times. Let's keep that under control as best we can. But I don't know.
What you're saying is don't leave the freaking house. Don't go anywhere.
You can leave the house. Just be cautious where you go.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a weird, crazy kind of person, artsy kind of person, and so Halloween just really appeals to me because of that.
No, I'm just smiling.
Okay. I mean, for heaven's sake, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, is The Nightmare Before Freaking Christmas.
I don't remember the word freaking being in that.
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
Do I?
But how that
Oogie
is
Boogie sitting over there.
Yes,
and there's another Oogie Boogie.
Fluffy Boogie.
All right, come sit in.
So
yeah, put hands
I literally, because Build a Bear released Nightmare Before Christmas thing, so I have an Oogie Boogie sitting behind the camera. He even sings his own Oogie Boogie song. So
this one does too. Oogie Boogie, Oogie Boogie.
Oh God, she's gonna bite you. There's pure Halloween terror right there. Laundry's done.
Laundry's done.
Every time.
Yeah.
So that's a mild peeve. I just don't like, but I think that really kind of applies to all holidays. We skip too quickly to the next nowadays.
Well, because, I mean, let's face facts, especially in COVID times. I have to admit, though I don't like it either, I get it, because right now you don't want to spend too much time on the holidays. You want to get through this stuff, go out.
I guess.
Try not to get COVID, do your thing so we can get to wrap this up. We need to get back in the house for a little bit.
True. It's just kind of sad.
It is, but I mean, it's also not just rushing through. It's also that the time just goes by so much faster now.
That's true.
It feels like it anyway. I mean,
yeah.
Here we are. We're already in the middle of October. We
only
have a couple weeks
it's
left.
It's almost Christmas.
Can you believe it's almost Christmas?
Can I believe it? No, I can't.
Can you believe it's almost
saying that
Christmas?
Since April.
No, January. I was saying it since January. I said, can you believe it's almost Christmas? And people thought I was crazy. They said, hey, now it's almost Christmas. So I wasn't as crazy as I thought. But I swear to God, Teebs the cat.
Anyways, so that's the mild pet peeve. But my second pet peeve is around trick-or-treating and trick-or-treating for children in neighborhoods. And that is that every parent is now driving their child up and down the street instead of just walking with their child. And I know what you're thinking, if it's cold, if it's rainy, I get it. Park it like the end of the street and like walk up. Because here's my thing, you have like 17 cars going down the street and you have children running back and forth between the houses. Like, you're just destined to run over a child.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around what you're saying, because back when I trick-or-treated, my sister trick-or-treated.
You walked?
No. We would drive from, we didn't live in a neighborhood. You've seen where we live. We don't live in a neighborhood where you can go walk up to our houses. We drove to people's houses, but we drove into the driveway, and we all got out. We went to the door, we got the candy, and then we all went back in the car and we drove away.
Okay, well, you're a weirdo. So for people who live in neighborhoods...
But you lived in a neighborhood.
I did.
You had all these tons of houses. We don't have that where I'm from.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking if the next house is a mile away from you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about streets where the houses are separated by a matter of feet.
Okay, so people are driving through neighborhoods?
They are literally driving slowly up the street. And the kid keeps getting in and out of the car, in and out of the car.
Okay, well, yeah, that's obnoxious.
And so instead of, I'm even cool if people carpooled and there was like 13 children in one car, so that there was only one car going.
Well, no, don't do that. That's dangerous.
I mean, a car that could fit 13 children.
There's no car on the human planet.
It's an exaggeration. Just go with me.
And by human planet, I mean Earth. That can hold 13 people. I'm glad I came on this show. You've been giving people just awful information.
No, but like it's getting bad to where parents don't actually want to walk with their children anymore. So they're just driving the car, watching their children walk.
Okay, that
and it's getting dangerous because there's too many.
That I get because again, though my parents drove us because we didn't live in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
They stopped the car, turned it off, got out with us.
Exactly. No, people are just like driving their kids and saying, "Okay, go ring the doorbell."
Yeah,
come back.
That's a bit obnoxious. I'm not okay with that.
First off, you're not taking the time with your children, so that's ridiculous. Second off, it's not safe when there's children running around and you're just driving the car and it's dark.
Right.
Like, it drives me insane.
There's better ways to go about it, is basically what I'm saying, and I agree with you. I think that there's so many better ways. I mean, because again, not everybody lives in these residential neighborhood areas. Again, I lived in a field. And so we had to go get out of the field and go to people's houses. So drive your kids, but get out. Be a part of their experience.
Well, and even like in your case, okay, why don't you get all the neighbors together, go to one house, and everybody just...
You're talking about in my case?
Yeah.
We weren't friends with our neighbors, just like we are in this complex of graveyards. We're not friends with the neighbors.
Okay, well,
they're technically our neighbor, but we're not friends with them.
If you were,
weren't.
Okay, if you were.
There was a time when me and my best friend would go in my parents' car and go trick-or-treating, or me and my cousin would go trick-or-treating. We would do that in their car together. Then it turned into me and my sister. Oh, am I boring you? Should I just leave? Should I just
No,
up and
you know,
go?
every time I'm gonna yawn.
You yawn every time I speak. That's what point I'm trying to make. Is this company folding already? We've only been open for a few months.
Well, because what I was trying to tell you, and you could believe we're not friends with our neighbors.
No, it's true. We weren't
But
friends
I'm
with the
saying,
neighbors.
if you were,
Yes.
you could get everybody together at one house and have like.
But that's not. We had Halloween parties.
But not like a party, like for little kids. Everybody's got their own little like station, if you will, kind of like a trunk or treat, but at a house.
I think you're just jealous.
Anyways, what is your biggest pet peeve about Halloween?
I honestly don't have any pet peeves.
There's nothing that bothers you about Halloween.
I'll tell you what bothers me is the skull rocking back and forth. We needed to turn the table so that the thing could sit right here in the middle, and there.
You know, like maybe as an adult,
I do all the props for the shows,
having to turn your light off, and people still coming to knock on your door.
No, okay, yeah, you're right. Like I don't like to be at our apartment when there is on Halloween, because people will
they'll still come knock on our door.
They'll still knock on the door,
and we don't turn lights on.
No, I mean lights are on in the house, but we don't answer the door. And is that bad if you don't answer the door?
No, because like I looked up like the 10 most aggravating things, and one of them was allowing your children to go knock on people's door who clearly have no candy bowl out, no light, no nothing.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest issues. Like, having parents still send their children up there. It's like, if I open the door to you, I don't have anything. I don't have candy. I barely have food in the house.
Do we give them Teebs?
I think they've returned Teebs.
Teebs the cat would be returned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad times.
Sad times.
Sad times.
I mean, like, I have enough What are you doing? You're sending your children up to these places that obviously should be, like, completely obvious that no one's there. Like, if no lights are on, dude, except maybe the ones in the house, like, why? Why would you send your children up there?
Because people don't think, they don't care. They just want people to get, their kids to get whatever they want, or they just don't want hear their kids whining. Yeah, I ain't getting enough candy. Yeah, but that's not my problem. But that's not our problem.
If they knock on the door, what are we going to give them?
Teebs. Teebs the cat. We'll give it Teebs.
And they will not take Teebs.
But that's a shame.
They want candy, and guess what? We don't have candy in this house.
No.
For reasons.
Well, I'm on a diet. That's the main reason. We could give them some protein bars.
We could give you a protein bar.
Or a banana nut muffin. Although we're out of them right now.
Yeah, we don't even have those. A Lunchable.
Don't give them my Lunchables.
Well, see, then they don't need to be knocking on our door. So I was talking to Jill today at work. She's my boss.
Jill is your boss.
Jill's my boss. Okay. She's got 2 kiddos. Mm-hmm. And I asked her what her biggest pet peeve about Halloween was, and she couldn't think of anything at first, because I guess when you straight up ask somebody, that is a little confusing.
Well, that's
nobody really thinks about it.
I mean, because the one you gave me was a pet peeve of mine, but I had to think about it. I didn't know. Yeah.
So I started talking about mine and different things, and she said one of her biggest things after we started talking was kids who were too old for trick-or-treating still going trick-or-treating.
Now, what is the cutoff point in your mind for that?
So
what do you think that is?
Well, to each person that's different, but I wasn't finished with her pet peeve. There was more to that. But then we'll go in the age.
Okay,
we'll talk about it. So basically it was not necessarily just children who are too old going trick-or-treating, but them doing so and not wearing a costume. Or not, cool. Just walking around as themselves, basically saying, hey, give me candy.
That's some bullcrap there. I'll give you that.
That drives her crazy, because she's if you're going to participate.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That's ridiculous.
For me, I don't really have an age limit for me, personally, because if you want to do it, do it. Now, grant you, the way they do it back in my hometown now is each age group gets a time frame.
Really?
Yeah. And this is to prevent older children from overtaking smaller children, getting in front of them or pushing them out of the way.
Well, I don't want to say it shouldn't be allowed, because I'm not that kind of guy. But
I
mean, I'm talking about it shouldn't be allowed that older kids can trick or treat.
It shouldn't.
It's fine. I think they should if they really want to.
Yes. But so the way they break it down is because they start early. They start at 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. And they start with the younger ones up to about 8 or so.
Oh, that's no fun because it's still kind of bright out during them.
But for that age group, that's fine.
I guess.
Most of those are already starting to go to bed by the time it gets dark.
I like to trick-or-treat in the dark.
Okay. Well, so then the next age group is from about 9 to 12.
Oh, I get it now. It's just something about this show.
That's rude.
Oh, I wasn't insulting it. I'm just talking about it. We yawned a minute ago. And
Anyways,
you yawned.
the next group is from about 9 to 12. And then after that, it is 12 and up, and it's all free game. And like we used to go trick-or-treating, and we were like 13 to 15.
Yeah.
And people looked at us like we were batshit crazy.
Well,
but we were dressed up. We were having a good time. We waited till our time bracket.
And that's a good... Well,
I mean...
well, you should also keep in mind that Miss Pengrino comes from another planet.
I do not come from another planet.
Louisiana. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's outside our solar system. Only so many people have been there. Harry Connick Jr. and Fats Domino are the only other two people that have ever been there, as far as I know. I mean, there could be others.
You have been there.
Well, I visited, but they lived there. I'm talking about people who live there, the locals. But the point is, I think that's a good segue into what do you think about age and trick-or-treating? Should older kids be doing that? Because here's the thing, I did it right up through 7th grade. So I was 12 and then I did it 3 years later as a sophomore in high school because my sister was still trick-or-treating at the time.
Right, but you did it with her.
But I thought I wanted to be Phantom of the Opera another year. So I went out as Phantom of the Opera and I trick-or-treated with her. But every time... So
that's kind of a thing for me too. Like, age kind of plays. Do you have someone little with you? Then it's fine to go up to ages. But then I start thinking about like adults with special needs, who have the mentality of a child.
Right.
Why do we get to tell them they don't get to do that?
Well, but that's right. That's not right.
And that's not fair. So I don't necessarily know if there should be an age limit. I think people should recognize the circumstances. And if your circumstances play into trick-or-treating abilities, then that's fine.
I think it needs to be like this. If you're a grown-ass adult and you're going out with your friends trick-or-treating, probably don't do that.
Because we did have that once. We had, what were they? They were like in their 40s, maybe late 40s.
No, there's something wrong with you.
They were dressed up as Kiss.
No. If you want to go to a Halloween party, that's fine. But no, people who are kids... either kids at heart or kids, if you know what I mean. Anybody who is childlike should get to do it. And if you are, a parent, or if you're a friend of a child and you want to go dress up with them to go along with it, that's fine. But if you are two 32-year-olds dressing in a costume and going trick-or-treating, there's something wrong with that. You shouldn't do that. Yeah.
I would say if I had to put a hard cutoff on it, 12 years old, 12 to 13.
I wouldn't put a cutoff on it unless you're just doing it for yourself and you're 32 years old. If you're a straight up adult.
Okay, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Cutoff for trick-or-treating, not with some, but like you trick-or-treating. The experience is for you.
Yeah. If you're going out, let me tell if you
12 to 13.
Let me tell you. If you were an only child and you spent your entire childhood, even through high school, going trick-or-treating, and as an adult, by yourself, you still go out trick-or-treating, that's not okay.
That's a little weird.
But because I went trick-or-treating through my 12th grade year. Not 12th grade, sorry. Through my 7th grade year, and I was 12 years old. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I stopped for a couple of years. And then I came back in 2000. This was 2005, because I wanted to dress as the Phantom of the Opera. But I'm still going with my parents and my sister. And so that made sense. And then I never went back again after that. Yeah. I've still dressed up to go to parties and stuff.
Well, because that's kind of the thing. You have where is the
it transfers.
That's the age cutoff from where it goes trick-or-treating to parties.
Eventually, there is, for most people, there's a transition from I want to go out and get candy to I want to go out and get sloshed at a party.
So, recommendation, if you are older and still want to trick-or-treat, set it up with a group of your friends and trick-or-treat for booze at your friends' houses.
There you go. You know what? And here in Knoxville, I don't know if I probably won't do it this year, but in the past they've done something called a pub crawl. or near around Halloween. They would go around and do pub crawls. So that's the same idea and same benefit. So I give that a shot.
Okay, here's another thing that we have to talk about.
What is that?
Costumes, adult costumes, which you touched a little bit on this on Just the Dumbest.
Oh, the dumbest costumes.
The dumbest costumes. So go check that episode out.
Hey. And don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that like button and ring the bell so you get the notifications. Okay.
And so the point of his Just the Dumbest, which is something that aggravates the tick out of me.
So allow me.
Yep.
The Halloween episode of Just the Dumbest, we talked about some of Just the Dumbest costumes. Do you notice we have a skull here? Some were just absolutely ridiculous, and some were just unabashedly stupid. So that's what that whole episode was about, was some of the dumb costumes you shouldn't wear. And I'll send it over to Miss Pengrino now, who will probably expand on that.
Yes. So basically a lot of the costumes that he was looking at were characters in sexy versions.
But they screwed it up.
But they weren't.
They screwed it up.
So I'm not saying you can't do sexy costumes. He said this on there.
Yeah.
If you want to be sexy, okay? But
there's a difference between being sexy and just looking stupid.
Exactly. If you're going to do a sexy version of, let's just say, Jack Skellington, I still expect you to look like Jack Skellington.
Right.
I do. Have the skull face, have his little suit. Now, it could be tight, it could be cut down to here. I don't give a shit. But if that's the character you're playing, I need to see that character.
Mm-hmm. Case in point, one of the costumes I talked about was a Grinch costume where it was just green felt. It was just green fur on some parts of her body, and it looked nothing like the Grinch, and they called it a Grinch costume.
Yeah, and but it wasn't even really it literally was like a fabric sheet of fur that they wrapped around her and then tied a belt to.
Yep.
And that was Sexy Grinch.
Sexy Grinch.
First off, the Grinch he's just not, he's sexy in his own right, but not that kind of sexy.
What is this? What kind of show is this?
I don't know. If you're going to do a character, if you're going to do a sexy character, just do it right. Don't just Halloween is not a time for you just to go outside wearing underwear.
Well, now, see, again, that's debatable. If you want to be sexy, but if you're going as a character, do it for the character. Don't do it as an excuse to be sexified.
Naked.
If you want to be sexy nurse, be sexy nurse. If you want to be sexy cat, be sexy cat. It's just, but if you're going to be sexy Grinch, do it right.
Yeah.
You can put on the makeup even.
Yeah.
And just go out in a bra and say, I'm the Grinch. That would be fine.
A little weird, but still fine.
And this isn't weird?
Excuse me, don't mess with my cape.
That is my cape.
I'm wearing it right now, so it's mine. Anyways, what I was going to say, if you are going to be a sexy thing too, sexy things are not limited to small people. You can be a big person and still do a sexy thing. All you people who think you cannot, I need you to get over your shit. Because just because I'm big does not mean I get to not be sexy. And the fact that the only costumes that come in my size are like a freaking nun or, those inflatable blow-up costumes.
Oh, that's not right.
It is. Go look at partycity.com. Any other kind of Halloween costume?
Hey, Party City, sponsor us.
Oh, a witch. You could be a witch. Cleopatra, a nun, or a blow-up costume. Those are what you see. Every year, they don't change. It's the same shit. And some of those ones that say they're for plus size.
But Cleopatra is in the middle of that, so.
Cleopatra's a nice costume, but if you look at the plus size version of it, it's the bed sheet tied as a toga. That's all it is.
You're not even trying. That's going to be on next year's Just the Dumbest.
But that aggravates me. I want to look sexy too. I want to wear a fancy costume too. And I don't want to pay $30,000 to do so.
Well, no.
And I don't want to be a nun. So many things about Halloween. and yet I still love it.
Which is weird because again, you don't like horror movies.
I
You
don't.
don't
I don't like
haunted
horror
houses.
movies.
You don't like it. Of course, I don't like haunted houses either. It's not my thing. It's not my jam. But one of my all-time favorite movies is The Phantom of the Opera, obviously. If you look around our house at any time, you would see that.
There's a lot, like
If you
right
look at
behind us right now, there is a Phantom of the Opera mask. This was his Phantom of the Opera cape.
Right behind us?
Oh, in front of us, behind the camera.
Well, no, we're in a graveyard.
That's right.
Stop,
at our house.
Stop telling people that there's stuff when there's not even stuff here. No, exactly. But I mean, like one of my favorite movies is Phantom. That's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And Plan 9 from Outer Space. We saw it on the Smoking Hot Toddy.
No, let's not talk about that.
It's a great film.
This is my show.
It's a great film.
We're not talking about that on my show.
Anyway, these are great horror films, and I love them. And I love many a horror film. We have a whole collection of them at our house.
We do.
But the thing is, it's a tiresome. Well, just like any holiday, it's a tiresome holiday. It can get on your nerves.
Yeah. Yeah, it really can. Mm-hmm. Oh, one of the other biggest things for people was handing out bad candy. Like those
Raisinets are not candy.
Or what? I don't know what they're called.
Pennies are not candy.
Yeah. I don't know if they actually have a name, but I know you're going to know what I'm talking about. They are wrapped in black and orange.
Oh,
and they're like toffee or caramel
they're like Tootsie Roll flavor, but
I
they
don't know what they are. They're terrible, and yet people still hand those out. There are still companies who put out bags of candy for people to hand out with that shit in there.
Yeah. Or
those gummy hamburgers.
That's okay. I'll allow that.
I don't like those. It's gross.
But this may be an unpopular opinion. I freaking love candy corn, and I will eat.
No, I'm okay with candy corn.
I'll eat some candy corn.
But you don't hand out
all year long.
You don't hand that out at Halloween because it's unwrapped. You can't hand that.
No, but I'll eat some candy corn.
You will, but I'm talking.
You're dogging on some candy, and I know people like to dog on candy corn. But candy corn's amazing.
Well, let's be real. My favorite is the candy pumpkins.
Well, the candy pumpkins are the best.
Those have the best flavor.
Yeah, you're right. But
candy
corn's
not bad.
Is amazing.
But I'm talking about things you would hand out to kids. Like, why are we still doing that? You can get chocolates real cheap now in like the mini sizes. You can get like Sweethearts or Tootsie Pops or Blow Pops, like all of these things. You can get such good candy for pretty good deals nowadays, especially if you hit up like Sam's or something like that. Mm-hmm. So why are we still giving out that shit stuff?
It's because it's tradition.
But it's not tradition. It sucks.
Yeah, there's got to be
these things shouldn't even exist anymore.
It's just like fruitcake at Christmas time. Some things have to suck, Miss Pengrino. Not everything can be baller. Not everything can be a winner. Some things have to suck.
So, but if you were the kid who got the black and the orange things, and I got a Kit Kat, would you not be super offended and super mad?
Yes.
So why are we giving them out?
Because Halloween.
That's not an answer.
Don't make me a pizza. I'm hungry.
We're almost done here.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. So do you have any more pet peeves, Miss Pengrino?
There's nothing that jumps out straight at me. Mm-hmm. Oh, I lied.
Apparently there was.
There's one more. And that is the ability to bring snacks to schools.
Ooh, where do you stand on that right now? Because that's difficult.
It's a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
I understand we need restrictions as to what can be brought.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of allergies nowadays. Mm-hmm. However, it's kind of like part of the experience like I had when I was a kid. And like it's sad to think that kids nowadays don't get that experience. Because we're so worried about allergies or so worried about, I don't know, some kid freaking out because you decorated a Rice Krispie treat like Frankenstein.
Kids freak out about that?
I don't know. Besides allergies, I'm not really sure why we don't get to bring it anymore, but there's so many rules.
Well, I understand it for allergy reasons. I get that. I also understand it in COVID times. It's not good to just bring stuff.
And I understand that too.
Yeah.
So this is speaking non-COVID times. You know, if somebody's going to bring Rice Krispies, okay, everybody else brings like fruit or cards, or like if you don't want to give food, that's fine. Like, what about little toys? Like, what about some... Now he disappears because you won't stop playing with him.
Then I'm disappearing.
Sit down. But what about like little toys?
There's nothing wrong with little toys.
Or little books. Or little something, anything. You're not allowed to bring like anything to school anymore.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
And like that's a good idea.
Pens, pencils.
And what you're talking about there,
Stickers.
little books and stuff, that's a good Christmas idea. Stocking stuffers, you know, for school parties.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be food. Like just you're not allowed to bring anything.
It's a lost art, and it's something we probably should look into. I think
it's sad. It makes me sad.
Over. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Is we've lost communication and conversing among each other in terms of.
I mean, and I get it too. If maybe some parents are not financially able to do those things, that I also understand that.
But that's not even the problem. It's when it comes to food, it's nutritional things, and when it comes to you know, like prizes and stuff, it is the money thing, and budgets are slashed for schools, and so teachers have trouble doing it. So they just said, well, it would just be less of a headache if we just stopped doing it. But I think it's time to bring them back. Everything deserves a reboot. Well, I don't believe that, really. If you don't believe me, go check out Get Real. But there are some things that deserve a reboot, and I think this is one of them. Bring it back.
Because think of it. Good mythical morning. Bring it back.
I'm going to flip this table over.
That's what they do, is bring it back, or is that whack?
Not on this show.
Not on this show. It's my show. It's
my
show.
No, we don't listen, we don't mimic other YouTubers on this show.
Okay, well you said bring it back.
Huh?
You said bring it back.
But listen, listen close. We don't mimic other YouTubers on this show. But before we wrap up, the boys are here, and oh my God! So continue, Miss Pengrino. But we don't talk about other YouTubers.
We don't talk about it
on this show.
I was gonna say, you know, financially too. Like, you could like make little pairs. Like, okay, this group of 6, they do this group. So that way you only have 6 children to worry about. This group only has 6 children to worry about. Mm-hmm. Like, so even financially, there are ways around it. But like, really, bring it back. Something.
It's something fun, and that's a big problem, is that the fun has been lost in schools. You know,
around all holidays.
Around all holidays. Well, and just in general.
Just in general.
No birthdays celebrated, which I get. Birthdays can get a little old, but I mean, there's something.
Well, because then there's some people who don't celebrate that kind of stuff.
But there's also people that don't celebrate
holidays. You're right.
Celebrate holidays. So I mean, it does get into a murky territory. But what I'm saying is, like, every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with giving the kids a little something fun to do. And I think that's and maybe Halloween is the thing to look forward to. Maybe, you know, once we get out of the pandemic, get into this mode where we can converse with teachers, a conversation between teachers and students, and, you know, letting them know who can bring what, because finances could be an issue, who should bring what because of what allergies. You know, you can make this work, and so there are things you can do, I do believe.
I think that's about all I have to complain about.
Where's my skull?
You don't get him. He said bye-bye.
Then go make me pizza.
Basically, I know we said this was do's and don'ts, and we just said a lot of don'ts. So as for the do's, go out, have a good time. If you're young, if you have youngins, go trick-or-treating, enjoy yourself, wear stupid costumes, be stupid.
Youngins.
Well, be fun. Don't be stupid. If you're adults, have a party with your friends, or, you know, get a group together like we're going to do and watch a scary movie.
Yeah.
I mean, enjoy it. We kind of blaze through a lot nowadays. We work a lot.
We rush our breakfast. We rush off to the office.
We bulked our breakfast. We scanned the headlines. We raced to the office.
We rush through holidays. We rush through everything. And so...
We scan the front page.
We bulked our breakfast. We scanned the headlines. We raced to the office.
So basically, my biggest do is just like,
we pet Teebs the cat. Then we run outdoor.
We bulked our breakfast. We scanned the headlines. We raced to the office.
My biggest do is to do Halloween.
Your biggest do?
Maybe I shouldn't have invited you on the show.
Yes, you should have. No, I agree. Enjoy Halloween.
Do the Halloween.
Do Halloween. Enjoy it. Be safe. Be smart about this. We're still in the pandemic. Don't do anything stupid.
Be smart, but have fun.
You know, mask up. which is ironic because it is Halloween. You're probably going to wear a mask. But the point is...
The correct mask, though. Like,
be safe about it, but still have fun. Go out and enjoy the holiday. Watch, like you said, watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Eat candy.
Play
not
scary
too much.
games.
Don't hurt yourself. Just do the do.
Carve
the whole
pumpkins.
thing.
We did that last year.
Hey!
That was really fun. We sucked at it.
That was when
we were really, really bad.
That's when we got COVID for sure.
No, that's when we knew we had COVID for sure.
No, that was a few days later, but that was during that grace period. It was during the last couple of days when I could taste and smell things properly.
Stop. It's getting better.
You're not in my body.
You're not in mine.
Blah, blah, blah.
I can't.
But anyway, but go out and carve pumpkins, my God.
Yeah.
Get good pictures. Get great costumes. Go out and have fun.
If you can't bring the food to school, make food at home with your kids. Make Halloween cookies. Make Frankenstein.
Go get some
Rice Krispie treats.
Go see some candy corn and invite me.
Yeah. There's new nerd candy corn. It's pretty good. It's a little spicy. But it's good. It's real good. He's dead. And anyways, the whole point of this episode, yes, was to have a spooky topic, but to just kind of touch on those things that maybe put people off about Halloween.
Yeah.
So if it's not your thing to celebrate Halloween or celebrate any holiday, that's totally cool. But that doesn't mean you can't take that day to just enjoy your friends.
And have fun.
To enjoy your family.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a celebration of anything in particular. Just, you have that night off, go enjoy that night off. Just have fun. Whether it's Halloween purposed or just, hey, let's hang out.
Just for funsies.
Just for funsies. We need to start doing that more. All of us. This pandemic has gotten a lot of us down, a lot of us in a tizzy, and we're still there. We're still... Okay, did you stop looking at me like that?
No, the camera was zooming in on you, and it was leaving me out of the frame.
Oh, okay. But, we just need something lighter in our lives. And I know you may be thinking, Halloween, the scary holiday, why would that be lighter? And for some people, scary is fun. I'm not one of those people, but scary is fun for some people. And creativity is fun, and candy is fun. And just being ridiculous can be fun.
Really, the main point is go out and have fun. When fun is allotted
safe
to you,
and smart fun.
Safely, try to social distance yourself, but go out and enjoy yourself and enjoy these times.
If you're a parent, enjoy your kids. Bring them trick-or-treating or get together with a group of families and just have a trick-or-treating at your house and a cookout at your house.
You're going to wish you had these times back.
You're going to want them back.
You're going to want them back.
So many things.
I'm sleep deprived.
Me too, and I'm hungry. So, with that, love you guys. Have a good, safe, smart Halloween.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, Super Fuzz Productions.
Clickety click, click, click.
Like this video, comment. Don't forget to check out the merch page.
In our About section.
And don't forget to check out new episodes of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, also in the About section. And of course, we'll have more episodes of Super Fuzz shows here on YouTube.
Yes.
To come.
Fast for the next, let me tell you. Who knows what we're going to talk about? Leave comments below if you have a topic that you want talked about, because I'm game for talking about anything. This is a pet peeve talk show, and I know people have a lot of peeves.
I got an idea. Your next episode should be about people walking out on your show. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. We'll see you later. Happy Halloween.
Boogity boogity boo!